The Pppc's appeal was filed in the names of its General Secretary Bar Jagdeo and the presidential candidate Irfan Ali. The Ghana Elections Commission was slated to meet today at 11 hours, but after the appeal was filed, that meeting was put on hold. Jagdeo and Ali are seeking interim orders: 1. Restraining the Chief Elections Officer from issuing his report in reliance on the modified interpretation of the Constitution of Guyana given by the Court of Appeal. 2. Restraining the Chief Elections Officer or GCOM or any other officer from taking any further steps to determine whether the recounted votes as tabulated by the Chief Elections Officer constitutes a final credible count, or otherwise inquiring into the validity or credibility of the tabulated votes. Jagdeo and Ali are requesting these interim orders pending the determination of the application. Meanwhile, Jagdeo and Ali are contending that the Court of Appeal erred in law and was plainly wrong, among other things, by 1. Holding that it had jurisdiction to hear and determine the notice of motion filed by Eslyn David. 2. Finding that the Ghana Elections Commission has the jurisdiction to assess qualitatively and quantitatively whether the tabulation of the votes as recounted and tabulated by the Chief Elections Officer constitutes a final credible count. And 3. Interpreting Article 177(2)(b) by modifying the provision to include the word valid in circumstances where the Court of Appeal had no jurisdiction to do so. Jagdeo and Ali are seeking appeals to several other rulings made by the Court of Appeal yesterday, Monday, June 22nd. In the court document, it was outlined that, and I quote, "The request for the urgent intervention of the Caribbean Court of Justice is justified and necessary in order to prevent a clear and substantial miscarriage of justice and irreparable harm that will otherwise be done to the people of Guyana and the very institution of democracy in Guyana unless special leave to appeal is granted." End quote. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.